Alright, good day everyone, it's Gareth again from Watchable Gaming, and here we are continuing our Captains of Industries modded playthrough. Now, Moriarty has updated the, oops, excuse me. Sorry about that, just a cell phone message, kinda rude that it interrupts us right at the beginning, but that's what they do. The moment you start doing something, your cell phone interrupts you. Anyway, Moriarty has updated his mods, he's mainly just made the settings easier. And yes, he set it up as an old thing, so this is mod settings, that you could change the mod settings, and this is all the cheats that I have added. And you can see they're all now in subtitles. It'll just be easier to find and I don't end up clicking through all the options. It's very nice, makes things nice and simple. Okay, we were building our mega fuel system, and I realized I made a tremendous mistake. The problem is, yes, I've left room for additional storage tanks. I have not left any room whatsoever to get the fuel from the station into these. I could build the tanks here, but look at the pipe layout here. Each one of these are individually connected. I can't just shove a splitter in here and get it to connect to the necessary fuel stations. Luckily, I had a thought about this last night and I thought, okay, this is actually very easy to fix. The answer is probably going to be right here. Also, this is the updated graphics model, that's why it looks so spiffy. They apparently upgraded the graphics on everything. Also thought, couldn't I change these recipes, do this? And reduce the number of these boilers? I decided, no, let's have each boiler feed its appropriate row of processes. Okay. Now, one of the two options I thought up is I could split off some of these tanks, basically grab this whole thing and move it forward a little bit. But I've realized I've actually left a lot of room here. So, what we're going to do is reorganize the way these tanks are connected. So let's delete that. Because these have a lot of storage capacity. You just need to add the appropriate connections. So what we will do then is we will run these tanks from the outside for these two connectors. I can change this layout. So we remove this pipe. We grab this pipe. We go here. Oh no, I can't. Oh darn it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. This is just... If it was one block forward, it would probably be fine. I could probably make that adjustment, but it's not. So that's not going to help us. I will admit, I much prefer this layout to this layout. There's nothing I can do. Now then. How do I want to do this? The answer will be to add another pipe splitter. This one will go here. Will it let me elevate it? It will let me elevate it. Excellent. So that can go right there. And this thing's sole job is to take whatever's inside the additional fuel storage and just feed it back down into these tanks. That's going to be it. Then, as I build more tanks and expand this yard, dock depot, going this way, and I build more tanks, I can just pipe it right here. From these storage tanks that'll be here, it can just be piped right in here, and we'll have to go through all this. We're probably going to find that we have like 10 times the amount of crude oil that we could possibly process. It is just, it's normal, it happens that way. Okay, now, we were working on getting the steam generators working, but we'll do that now because the water is here. The water should be... Yep, there it is. All the water we need. I apparently have unlocked... Oh, gas liquid sorter. Okay, that doesn't serve any purpose. I'm assuming it's part of the mod pack updates. And it's just added, but I have no use. What is this? Oh yeah, I didn't like this pipe balancer. The reason I don't like this modded pipe balancer is it's strictly in-out. I like these ones because they're all omnidirectional, which is much nicer. Okay, let's see. Next, fuel line. Let's go back to pipes. Let's go right here. Okay, what do we want to deal with next? The answer is we've got two fuels here. So ideally, Ideally, we would run these into individual pipes. So we'll have 2 pipes going, say, this way or this way. How close are we to this mountain range? We're quite close there. Do we want to put the storage tanks this side? Run all the fuel systems this way, then run the natural gas this way. Because remember, we're also going to be breaking down the naphthol into natural gas as well. Let me just double check. There was that process we were using. It was here at the cracking plant. Yep. Which will require more steam, and it'll make hydrogen, and it'll make more fuel gas. Which is perfect. Also have to figure out what I'm going to do with this. Most of these containers will be dismantled. And then, of course, we've got the sulfur products, which are made, once again, like I said, initially this plant is not going to work at all. Its power requirements are going to be astronomical. Astronomical. This is actually the worst type of engineering because I'm building something that requires a certain level of existing power to function. I know for a fact I do not have nearly enough power to run this system. It will not be at full capacity in the beginning. It won't even be. I'd be lucky probably to get like just this group of machines, this system's running, and the first 2 boilers running. This is actually terrible engineering because I'm building a facility that is basically useless from the get-go. Luckily, this is a game. It doesn't matter. But if I tried to pull this off in real life, I would be fired immediately. They would call me an idiot, and I'd be shown the door quite quickly. Either that, or I'd be sent back to the drawing board and demanded to solve the mistake I've now made. That is going to be plenty of storage, because remember, I'm boosting these storage containers a lot. Now, what do we want to store here? We probably want to store this. Are we using the heavy oil for anything at the moment? No, we're using the other fuel types. Where is this pipe going? Ah, right, we're using it to break down there. Okay, so what advantage? We do have a basic setup here. We can see, okay, where do we have everything stored? What are we using? At the moment, we're not using heavy oil for anything. Can we burn heavy oil? We can. I may end up using this. Oh wow, its steam output is actually pretty high. I mean, I went for natural gas because I thought, oh, it's a byproduct. We're not going to use it for anything else. So we could just burn it off. But if we can maybe use the heavy oil as well. I mean, look at that. That's a very high steam output. We may use the heavy oil. Okay, for now, this will be our heavy oil tank. So this has to go. How do we want to set this up? Problem with the pipe balance is it's too big. We want to run a single pipe, say through the middle, through the outer layer. So the first thing we actually need to do is run our sour water pipe. So basically this has to go 1 up. This has to go 2 up because remember we're jumping over this pipe, and then this has to go 1 up. And we're going to be using the sour water, so let's get these 2 storage tanks built. I'm going to leave a gap between the storage tanks. Okay, 1 gap, 2 gaps. Just for ease of if I want to run piping through it, it just makes it much easier. Okay. This sour water pipe, luckily, can just run straight across. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. This pipe has to go up. I think we're going to run it to like here. Okay, it's going to go up 1 more level. And we'll start connecting. Okay, hang on a minute. Can we connect from the... Yeah, we can connect from there at that height. We want to run it across. Then we're going to connect it. I will admit, initially, piping this liquid is going to be a pain in the butt. This pipe can connect right there. This pipe has to connect here. This pipe will connect right there. This pipe will connect to the outer flow. The inner flow will connect there. Just going to repeat this pattern the whole way through, and then I'll see how I'll be able to ship out the heavy oil. I may use the heavy oil, burn the heavy oil to produce... Oh, whoops, that was a slight mistake on my point. I'll use the heavy oil to power the other steam-required processes. If it really produces that much steam, then even a single generator, then we can probably cut the amount of boilers we're using down dramatically. The other option, of course, is to use it as power fuel. Now, in real life, oops, well, actually, that pattern, I swapped patterns. And while it actually does look nicer this way, you know what? Yeah. Okay, where can I dismantle this from? Right here. Right here. We'll leave most of the piping intact. I actually like that double crossover pattern more than the side swiping event. Okay, anyway, yeah, the Russian Federation does use heavy oil, and I think one of the countries in the desert, you know, there by Israel and Egypt and those locations, they also use a form of very heavy crude oil. It's very, very pollutive. It burns very dirtily, and this causes a tremendous problem as far as machine maintenance and then general pollution. It creates big problems with respect to breathing. There have been some major problems. Do we want to run this pipe out this way? Still going to raise it up because we've got elevated pipes to go over, but maybe run it a third level up and just bring it around the back. Let's go to the third level. Take me this way. Take me this way. Also across, and then no. It's got to stay high. And then down. It looks a bit weird, but it's just to keep the spacing. And then we copy the exact same spacing, exact same thing we did on the other level. And this will be perfect. I'm going to save after this because... Oh, did I? Yeah, I did. Oops. I clicked here, not here. We'll probably end up seeing how we can use this stuff. Let's just get the basics done, and then we'll expand the operation. Which is... Man, this is a maze of piping. I'm sorry, if anyone decided to hit this facility with a missile strike, which has been the common practice nowadays for major fuel plants, especially in Russia, because you see them all the time. They're like the most popular videos on YouTube nowadays. It's just watching Russian fuel refineries and Russian logistics facilities blow up, particularly their version of Amazon. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, that has been like the most popular YouTube video my system has been throwing at me. Can I modify this a bit? It's mainly what I want to do here is just to make sure that I can get as much product out of the pipes as quickly as possible. Okay, I'm actually doing this wrong. No? Let's delete it from here to there. Run a connection, but this time we'll run it down and we'll run it to there. Yeah. That'll work fine. And we have a nice gravity drip here that will suck the fuel out. And that'll fill this one up with heavy oil, and this one will be filled with sour water. The next tank will be diesel. Oops, game saving, thank you for that. And then we'll do naphtha and we'll do natural gas? Okay, no, I'm going to get confused. Let's do the diesel. Once again, there's going to be quite a gap, actually, because of the position of the buildings. There's no need to keep these buildings right smack on top of one another. Let me just get my alignments correct. Oh, darn it. The problem when you build large like this, and this is a mistake I've made, is you want to build it big. The advantage the game gives you is the ability, as you saw there, to select the whole buildings. But if you click in the wrong place, you saw I clicked here instead of there. You want to zoom in so you can see that you're getting your alignment correct, but you end up, it's just one of my oopsies. Okay, this piping is just going to go as close as possible. It's also going to go up to level 3. It will come to here. We will add another pipe balancer. Like I said, initially we're going to have major power problems. We're just not going to be producing enough power to keep the whole system running. It's just it's only one hiccup when you decide, okay, let's go big. Russia itself, actually the Soviet Union ran into this problem as well. Because it was very popular to build mega factories in the Soviet Union's time period. I think they're still very popular in Russia. Anyway, because of this, it wasn't uncommon for them to have major logistical problems. It also didn't help that the Soviet Union didn't have a clue on let me get my wording correct. Didn't have a clue on how to run proper logistics. It was one of the big problems in the Soviet Union because of their particular political system. One of the best examples you can look up is their tractors, their farming. The Soviet Union produced a lot of very high quality, for their time, tractors. They were actually very good. Many of them actually sold very well overseas. They were popular brands. They worked well. The drawback was with the Soviet Union system is they had a very specific, there is a very good YouTube video on it, I can't remember, but they had a very specific way of dealing with maintenance. In the US at the time, because remember this is the early 80s and 90s, you would have a dealership supply the tractor, and that dealership would have tons of spare parts. They have all the spare parts needed, so when a tractor broke down, you would just go to the dealership and get your spare parts. This isn't the case now, unfortunately. Sorry, I just want to quickly decide where I'm going to put the naphthol. We use the naphthol in the cracking position, so the naphthol on the outside. We're going to be running this to the power plant, which is going to be over here. So we'll put the natural gas on the outside and the naphthol on the inside. Okay, now like I was saying, the Soviet Union made some really good tractors, but where in the US, any farmer, if something broke down in the 80s then, when they actually still believed in doing this properly, they could just go to the local dealership, say, I need this part, or can you ship me this part, and the dealership would have it. The Soviet Union, though, focused on vehicle production. Because remember, they were all quotas, quotas, quotas. So, spare parts were not actually a priority. The priority was, this factory has to show it's built so many tractors. Those tractors have to be built with parts. The production line that they have cannot produce enough parts to both build the tractors and supply enough spare parts to keep them running. So it was completely normal for a modern Soviet farm to actually have more tractors than it had spare parts. And the reason for this is when a tractor broke down, they didn't have spare parts, so they would send a new tractor. And of course these brand new tractors would then be stripped for spare parts. It was one of those weird things I saw in this video. And it was just a case of very bad logistics. They also had something about they would monitor how the farm would operate, and if the farm ran through so many spare parts or so many tractors per season, that's what they would receive. It was the Soviets' approach to everything was it has to bow before the the socialist system. It's one of the reasons you could find a special breed of I think it was oranges? I can't remember if it was oranges. Anyway, there's a rather unique breed of citrus fruit that you can get in Russia that actually grows in winter. It's actually quite famous. It tastes absolutely terrible, apparently, but it grows in winter. It's the only fruit tree that, remember, most fruit trees are strictly for summer growth. They mainly grow during the summer seasons, and you would cover them in winter. Nope, this grows in winter. It just apparently it tastes absolutely foul. And I think the reason for that is it doesn't get enough nutrients. Have I got my spacings wrong? No, it's just the way the camera angle looks. For a second it looked like some of these were further apart than they should be. Okay. Once this is done, we'll build our water system. Mainly water pumps. And we'll route the pipes. Okay, and then we can, from here, we can build sour water strippers, everything we need. this bridge is going to go across here. So actually this facility is probably going to end up moving down here, and then we'll route everything this way. But for right now, there is fine. Because remember, this whole area is, or better yet, it's probably going to actually sit here. Anyway, okay, that's built. Water. We need water. Because we're not supplying anything. Or do I just build it first? No, let's get the water done. We need a lot of pumps here. We're going to go way over here on the side so we can run the pipe this way, and then we'll put a bridge. Okay, how much water do we want? I'm just going to go with way too much to be sensible. This seems like a perfectly practical approach to water production. No. Question, how much power do these things need? 120 each? Yeah, way too much to be sensible. I may also just build our processing plants here, because the power plant is going to be here somewhere, I think. And then we've got to route 4 pipes to connect to these 4 points. Okay. Not all of these are going to be operating at the same time. In fact, how much water do these pump? 48. How much water do these boilers need? 12. I think if I do this, that's probably going to be enough. It's probably going to be more than enough, actually. Let's just do this quick. Yeah, sorry if you hear a howling noise. It is suddenly decided, the universe has decided this. Ah. Yep, that was my mistake. I want it to be neat, and I'm being a little too enthusiastic. So we gotta leave just one more gap so we don't interfere with the connections. And as I said, even once this facility is built, it is not going to be operational. It is going to suck power like, well, a leech. And we don't have the power capacity to do it. The whole purpose of building this facility is to solve our power problems. Let's run this pipe first. Oh, come on, grip. Okay, it doesn't want us to do that. Then we're going to have to move this piping over. Can I just move these facilities over instead? Place them here. We're still in the water, right? Yeah. Don't want to make the mistake of accidentally pulling our water pumps out of the water. Mind you, in real life you would... Oh, right, the mod's updated. Cheats. Cheats. Unlimited water. Let's not make that mistake. We may have to cheat some power in just to get everything started, but we'll see how it goes first. If worst comes to worst, we build up some excess supply by shutting down some of the facilities. We don't have to run the whole facility at full power immediately. Okay. Let's go to here. There really is no need to run the whole facility at maximum output in the beginning. Once we built up some excess to get everything started, then we can start opening up more of the facility. They also do that in real life. They build a large facility under the expectation of demand, but this is not done very often. Okay. Vehicle ramps, vehicle ramps, vehicle ramps, vehicle ramps. Did it mod these, or have I just selected the wrong thing? Storage, transportation, vehicles. I wonder if the mods have changed something. This is? Vehicle ramp. Oh, right. It may be under terrain? No. Sorry, wrong buttons. I just gotta try and remember where it's placed, this thing. Because there are vehicle ramps. No. Ah, boy. Has it changed? The mods may have changed stuff. Oh dear. So I'm pretty sure this is actually what I'm looking for. But I like these. And they are there. Just gotta figure out what the game did with them. Only drawback to mods, sometimes this does happen, has it accidentally removed them from the research tree. Yep. Okay, looks like these have been changed. And this doesn't look like it's a mod change. This may be an author change. I may not have looked appropriately. I really like these. They were so simple to work with. They're obviously still in the game because, well, they're there. They didn't just disappear. Oh, darn it. Okay, let's see what these new ramps are and how they work. Okay, and what is this? Okay, so it's supposed to... I'm assuming... Okay, this is actually extremely confusing. How am I supposed to use these? Oh. Oh, okay. So you can make them as big as you want. Okay. Okay, so that's how these work. They're completely customizable ramps. Okay, that makes sense. And then if I go for vehicle ramp large, okay, that's height and flat. Okay, I'm not quite sure how these are supposed to work. We will figure it out. Okay, let's get this built. We can worry about the rest later. Let's get that built. Alright, I've made a slight screw up. Cheats. Settlement. Unity. Just please remember, if you update your mods, it resets the options. So you may have to remember to check that. I know I make this mistake all the time. Yeah, okay, those generators are running. This truck is struggling to reach its destination. Where are you trying? You're not allowed there. Oh, is this concrete production? Yes, it is. They need concrete to build stuff, so I need to actually build a place that they can get the concrete from. Okay, what we're going to do is we'll copy this building. We're going to place it right here. We will enable them to export, and we will siphon off from here. Ah, I don't... No, I do. I do have enough. They can't import, but they can export from this warehouse. Yeah, the problem was initially they could reach these locations, and then over time they've been unable to reach these locations because I've basically filled them up. But now they can just grab their resources here and go for it. Yep. Okay. Okay, let's save. Just in case. I have had 1 or 2 games crash. It happens. Mods, that's not unusual. It does happen. Oh, has our train upgraded? Yes, it has. And it's taking forever to unload. That's awesome. Oh, slight hiccup though. It's too big. It could basically take 2 complete loads. This is actually quite awesome. Which means we're going to run into coal shortages. Right? Yep. Why aren't you guys offloading? How's there no valid coal destination? It's right here. Ah, because it's full. I'm confused. Why is this not being unloaded? There is iron here. No, there's no iron. Okay, so the problem we're having now is it can't stuff any more material into this structure. Okay. That is a problem. How can we... So we can't... So even though we got coal, we can mine it. We can't stuff any more into this machine. I increased the storage size completely, and it is full. Full to the brim. Until the train can ship most of these resources out, it should be taking full loads, or must I change that? The problem with telling it to take a full load is some of these buildings don't have that resource availability. So that's a hiccup. I may have to increase the storage capacity of these buildings. By a lot. Yeah, once the train is finished, it's allotted time, it runs off. This slowly empties. This continues to empty. Okay, let's do that. I'm not happy about it. I was hoping I wouldn't have to modify the storage tweaks too much. So if it's 5,000, set it to 50,000. Apply. And then it can empty this out. It's going to still overflow. It's still going to overfill. There's nothing I can do about that. The problem being that they can't dump coal. What do you mean no valid place to take dirt? It's right there. Ah, but it's full. I may have to build another storage system. But how can I put it into this lot? There is a connection port here. But the problem is... I'm not sure. I'm going to have to just see if I can think on that for a second. Yeah, dirt is going here. Rock, not so much. Okay, how are we coming along here? Oh, it's... Has the ship shown up? It's shown up. It hasn't refilled. No, it's not going anywhere yet. The reason this is hung up is not because of this, it's because of this. It's not, yeah. I did increase the size of the shipyard. I did. I don't know if the shipyard storage size is still there. Shipyard. Yeah, current capacity is 400. It was not. Let's set it to... That's 90. Okay, that's 9,000, 90,000, 900,000. Let's just set that capacity. Parts 2 to shipyard. Okay. Normally in the original game there was no max capacity for the shipyard. You could do it. Okay. Transfer cargo from dock ship. Dump cargo to base storage. Just do that quick. That empties most of this stuff out to appropriate storage facilities. Is this why we're still having production problems? Oh, we also don't have enough tier 3 parts. Now the tier 2 parts are going to run through, but we've run out of production capability for machine parts. That's a slight hiccup. Okay. Am I recording? Yep, I just want to pause for a second. Unfortunately, I've also made a mistake. I dumped to base storage. Now, why is this a mistake? It's easy, because it's not going here. And the hiccup we're running into is... What is steel? Yeah, it's just steel. We don't have enough steel to run the production because we don't have enough coal. And that's pretty much it. Coal is our major oopsie. I'm thinking... we're going to cheat one more time. Okay, there's that. And then we want to go to shipyard and we want to dump to base storage. What? Wait, what happened there? Something didn't work here. No match overflow. So I had spawn. Oh, add to shipyard. Dump to base storage. Yeah, okay, we have an incineration plant and a greenhouse. We'll worry about upgrading to a greenhouse later. Right now, we need to make use of the construction components to build our facility. And then we need to deal with this problem. The hiccup actually comes in right here. Because what we can do, if I pause, I can copy this facility. Place it a little bit, first we line it up. And then we grab the connectors. Because yeah, we gotta basically grab this connector and drag it. Dump it there. Grab this connector and drag it. Yeah, I can't get there. That's where the problem is coming in. Can we dump straight to here? We build another storage facility and we dump straight into these supply points. And then just dirt and rock can go here. Problem is then we're going to box this thing in. So we have to build it where though? Okay. It's got to be built here so the trucks don't go too far. Okay, let's just build this thing out. We upgrade with the bigger loose storage containers. There's how many connectors here? 6. I'm screwing this up, by the way. It looks neat. It's not. It's really, really not. Because I've put stone and rock in the wrong place. This has to move to here. And this has to move to there. So, for here we want to put limestone, and where the limestone is, we want to put dirt, and we want to put rock, and then we want to clear this, and we want to clear this, and we want to clear this. So it's like that. And here, actually, we want to delete this. We want to go here, we want to put rock. That's perfect, and then we want to grab another one of these storage tanks. Okay, that's confusing me. Why are you not connecting? That is slightly annoying, but luckily it's very easily fixed. Okay, do we replace this one with the bigger one? I'm confused. Why was it having trouble? They connect. That's sort of the deal. That's really just it. Okay, and these must be off. Off. And then I gotta basically move this over and place it here. But for now, yeah, we basically need to dismantle this whole facility. And then I need to build storage tanks so they can dump the raw materials, where we can then later deal with it. Well, actually, no, the train will take care of it as we go along. We're going to once again run into a power problem. Where are you? Oh, right. Yep, that's fine. The train will offload the resources. It's going to take a little while, but it will offload all the resources. Because, well, there's plenty of storage space here, and most of these have run empty. We'll need to supply extra coal, I think. Yeah, this facility is going to be enormous when it's fully built. It's not going to be fully functional, at least not initially. Because, well, it's not. Right now we're just working on getting it finished. And then I'll move this prototype facility into place and then take it from there. Are we about to lose all of this material? It looks like it. 10,000 units in... Oh, the options reset. Did they reset? No, they didn't. Ah, it did. But is it dumped into the shipyard? Oh, great. So there goes 10,000 units of, what's it, copper. Just poof. Just poof. Gone. Erased. Not a problem. We've got plenty more. It's just, that's annoying. I mean, like, really annoying. 10,000 units of copper just erased from the map. Does it matter? No. We will probably find a copper mine out here. I did make sure there were at least one or two of every mine available in the game. So now it's just getting rid of all this material. Temporarily. It's mainly just the copper that's the problem. Trucks can import. Just to get rid of the copper remains. Why are you not being built? Ah, because we're out of construction components again. And we're not making any because we can't get enough coal. This has been the whole problem with this playthrough. And I have not been able to figure out how to do it. Ah. Waste treatment research complete. This will just help us get rid of that that coal storage. I don't think the iron is a problem. No, the iron may not be a problem. Sand may be a problem. That may be a problem. And dirt. Well, dirt is actually going straight into the dump. Because I think I enabled them to... Oh yeah, they're just going to offload it. They're just going to dump it right in here. Like I said, coal is the problem. Yes, I know it doesn't exist. We're trying to clear up our current mess while simultaneously building our new power station. Wow, most of this place is online. But it's not operational yet. Yeah, I may have gone really nuts when it came to just making sure the vehicles can't, you know, get to any of these stations. I don't need them trying to get to areas they don't belong. Later on, when the diesel is online, they can get it from the fuel station, and there'll be a separate fuel tank they can capture it from. Luckily, we still have our reserve facility, and it is operational. Later on, we'll build tanks for hydrogen storage. Right now, we're just trying to get this area cleared up. You would think a steam locomotive would help. It doesn't. Where are you shipping water to? And why? Don't. We've got our own underground piping here. We don't need you shipping water to us. Ever. Yeah, it does have immense storage capacity. I mean, it's taking like almost 480 units of resources each time. I can, should be a cheat, trains and vehicles here. Yeah, here, I can increase the current storage limit for... I'm not sure if this is for all vehicles. Oh no, that's the number of vehicles I can own. Here it is. Train wagon capacity. So I can set the hopper and I can increase it. I just don't see the point in doing that. Ooh, an incineration plant. That'll come in useful. Yep, there's the power problem come in. That's because I think they're trying to run this system and it's not going to work. And the reason this is running is water. Plain, old-fashioned water. So let's shut these down for now. And that shuts down everything in the loop, so that actually makes it very easy to temporarily shut down this production center. These can keep running, they're pumping water out through the system. That'll fill these tanks, so that's not going to be a problem. Though it's going to take a long time to fill these tanks. Yep, our power plant is running into supply issues because it's got none. We're running now entirely on our diesel backups. All because our sorter plant is offline. Right now we're just trying to deal with the copper problem. This is the one major drawback to when you modify storage sizes. It's just you can't get rid of it. You can't move it fast enough. You can't get rid of it fast enough. It's just one of those hiccups. It's got nothing to do with the game. The game normally works perfectly. It's just one of the unfortunate hiccups that I've just so much stuff to move that I can't move it quickly or efficiently enough. Luckily, they can just dump it here as they need to go along, and this will keep dumping. I wish there was a way we could just dump coal. Okay. Cheats. Spawner. Coal. 5,000. 2, 3, 4, 5. Shipyard. Dump to appropriate cargo containers. Not any of it came here. Where the heck did the coal go? Ah. Went to our refinery facility. That may actually not be a bad thing. We may not have the power to run the systems, but we will have everything else to work. We'll get this back online. Like I said, biggest problem we ran into here is just there's not enough coal flowing through the system. We're just not mining enough. I probably need to triple the size of my mining operation as far as coal is concerned. Speaking of vehicles... Still got quite a way to go before we finish replacing. I should have started with the excavators, maybe. And yes, we don't have enough maintenance because we don't have enough of these parts. So I must just grab some. Yeah, this is a simple hiccup. We're just running into electrical components and mechanical components. Settlement. And it dumped it into the wrong... No, wait, it did. It dumped it into the right thing. Well, where's the electrical components? Are they stored? Yep, they're stored there. So I need to add more of these. Shipyard dump cargo capacity. There we go. It's the electrical components that are the problem at the moment. Mainly because, as I said, coal was a hiccup. It still is a hiccup. Okay, we have unlocked arc furnace production. Yes, I know it's a simple case of not enough resources getting where they need to be. It's not a case that we don't have enough resources. We do. We're just not getting them where we need them to be. Which goes to show, never ever put me in charge of your logistics, ever. I will screw it up. Just trying to get rid of all of this material. Ideally we would just dump it into here, but it's already full. We're moving it out as quickly as we can. Now our giant gas station is built. It just can't be operational because we have no power. But maybe we could get some of it working? That should get the first 6 units working. And producing the necessary materials. Ah, they won't be working because we're not getting fuel. If we set you to max and we get you going, is that costing? It's costing us maintenance quite a lot, which sucks. But we shouldn't have a problem producing now that we have enough. I mean, we've got a very high maintenance production here. Later on, we're probably definitely going to want to expand this. But for right now, it's not a problem. Biggest hiccup, as I said again, is power production. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to just add a little... where was the cheats for power? There it is. Fake power. Let's see here. We are 88. So if we give ourselves 100... Set power? Okay, we must just remember this. I must delete it later. This is just to get things rolling, if you will. Which means I can unpause more of these facilities. Okay, I think that's going to be pushing it. These are producing their fuels. And as soon as the necessary necessary fuel rocks up, it'll be fine. And then I can see which one of these actually is producing diesel and run the pipe back to a small storage tank here. This storage tank would be right here. Sole duty will need to go this way, right there. And once again, I do not want the trucks fiddling with it. They can build it, they can't do anything else with it. Oh, is that facility chewing up our maintenance? Yes, it is. Can we boost this a bit? If we boost it by 50%. Just this one. I don't want to boost both, but we boost this one. There was a boost system here? Okay, this is the scaling setup. So you can see here worker cost goes up, energy cost goes up, maintenance cost goes up, computer cost goes up, and then the maximum boost option. Okay, I'm not going to fiddle with this. I'm probably going to just screw it up, so I'm not going to fiddle with it. But we are producing enough now that it's not a problem. We're actually producing steel. I can't remember if I have to tell the ship to go pick up the product. Or is it just because I've got this thing already configured? Yeah, I've got this thing already configured. So as soon as this has enough product, it actually has enough product. What have I forgotten? Ah, it is waiting for just enough product. I'm just going to send it on its way. There isn't enough product to bring back a full load. I just want to get the whole thing started, if you will. That's all. Just get the whole thing started and going. How are we doing here? Not too badly. It's all being shipped. Are we still producing enough diesel? Yep. And these generators are still running flat out. That's because our power plant here is basically shut down. We're just running the one. We'll be building a better design to this up there, though I will admit, I'm actually quite proud of this little design. I didn't think I would get it as neatly compacted as I did. Very happy about that. We are, for once, actually producing enough steel to get everything going. Not enough to keep it going, but enough to get it going. Later on, we'll have to see if we need to expand further. Because like I said, it's just a simple case of we're just not producing enough material. Now, we can use the... Okay, hang on a minute. Let me... What's this? Rotary gas kill is fine. We're not going to switch to that yet. Because... Okay, no. Yeah, iron ore, because we can switch to this, where we switch to crushed ore production, and that dramatically increases the amount of steel. We have enough limestone, that's not a problem. I just may not have configured this location as well as I would have liked. That's all. And I may not have left enough space for this to operate properly. No, we've got plenty of what we need to work here. Coal is actually now happily saturated, so all these facilities for once are working. And there is still excess coal being pumped through, so that's not a problem either. Like I said, we're just trying to clean this up, and then we'll move this facility over. Luckily we have both the trucks hauling all the material and the train coming to pick up the material. So we're really actually doing just fine in that respect. We're just waiting on our ship to come back, and then this whole system will kick in. These have shut down because there's no there's no product for them to work. So they've filled these pipes with steam right up to here, basically. So this group, the first group, is fully functional. Because roughly half of the machines are online. Half the steam power electrical boilers are working. And that'll begin getting the first product made. which we can then move later on to dismantling this place. I'm just not 100% sure what I want to do with this. I could keep this facility operational just as a backup until we've got everything sorted. I'm not going to dismantle this facility immediately. I'm definitely going to go with a backup option. I am recording, yep. Okay, we have the upgraded kiln, which is more efficient, I think. Got upgraded crusher, and then we should have... Where's the smelters gone? Ah, it's right here. I'm just blind. We do want to switch to the upgraded production. Oh no, it produces the same amount. Why is it... I'm confused. Oh no, that's scrap iron. Yeah, it produces twice the amount of product for the same amount of material. We definitely want to upgrade to that tech, just not right now. What have we unlocked in crude production? Oh, we can make hydrogen. We won't need to do that. We've expanded our production capability so enormously that that is really not going to be a problem. Okay, these are the modified trucks. Synth trucks. Unlock synthetic diesel variants of the T2 industrial and T3 hauler vehicles. Don't need them right now. Unlocks heavy hauler truck and upgrade vehicle with 100 unit cargo capacity, but 25% slower, more pollutant. Yeah, no, I've never actually had a problem with the default vehicles. It's just the way it is. Oh, wow. Why is everything operational? Ah, because they had a small amount of steam left when I left the system running. Right. I'm going to run a pipe right here for fuel. For the ship. Yep, doesn't matter. How much fuel did you burn? Wow. Of 400 units of fuel, I think it had 400 units of fuel. It basically just about burned through all of it. I mean, wow. Okay, actually, I want to speed up this pipe production so I can start pumping diesel. Because right now the diesel is just going here. And I want this pipe to fill. I'm also going to tell it to prioritize that one for now. So most of the new fuel is going to go to storage tank, which is going to fill up the ship. You can't seriously tell me, wow, it's used up that. Wow, that was fast. It used up everything. Okay. I'm not going to tell the trucks to move fuel from here yet, because that would be stupid. As it is, our vehicles are extremely busy. Oh, no, they're finished. Awesome. Yeah, we just got to get all of this cargo out. I wish there was a quicker way to dump it, but there isn't. Could I build a dump along here? Hang on a tick. Hang on a tick. Hang on a tick. Oh no, I've built a wall. I know, but if I do it from this side... If I do something like this... And I copy it again, and I move it to, say, here. Not for coal right now, because we don't have any. If I grab this one and send it there... This is going to be as crude as you can imagine. It's going to look terrible. I don't care. I just want those storage containers empty. Nope, that's supposed to be limestone. Sand. You are iron. And you, I don't actually need. Because I've already built this. My bad. I forgot. Here it is. Now they can empty these last tanks. They will dump it into this, which will feed it back into this, which will feed it into there. And save me more trouble just getting this thing empty. And I think some of these trucks are pulling pure copper ore out of this mountain and are shipping it. Yeah, this is just weird layout of land. This whole area should be flat. This should go down flat, but I'm not going to fight with it right now. We are still generating some power courtesy of our other system. Yes, I know it's low on fuel. We're not going to worry about that right now. The main reason I wanted to get this stuff up and running was so I could see, okay, this is what's in here, 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 this is what's in here. The rest wasn't actually that important. I'm just going to unpause these temporarily. It's not going to cause a hiccup on our power because these are already full of steam. I know in real life this wouldn't work. You could pump steam at pressure into a tank, but I think it would eventually condense down into water anyway. Okay, let's get this cleared, because this is currently our big problem. Once this is cleared away, we'll switch to the next stage of dealing with this problem. Okay, iron ore is pretty much dealt with. Sand is... Ooh, there's a lot of sand, and there's a lot of limestone. Sand and limestone are not going to ever be a problem. Okay, there may be a problem when I upgrade these facilities, but for right now, they're really not a problem. For the first time ever, this system is actually working the way... Wow, they really upgraded the graphics on this. I remember this being a much duller color. But now it really sticks out. This is molten metal. Which is cool. I must admit, if you've ever watched any of those YouTube videos of the large liquid, the molten steel plants and the molten aluminium plants, it is so cool the way those materials are made and just poured. And I, thankfully, at one point in my career was working at IT consultants, and we did work at the local aluminium plant just to check their system. And the way to go through to get to where we were working is we had to walk past their massive blast furnaces. And that was as impressive as heck. I have to admit to that. There is something truly impressive of large-scale industrial metal refining and manufacturing. It also has a terrible safety record, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, just a moment, I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. The cat decided to attack a towel I've got hanging up on the cupboard. I've just got it hanging up on a clothesline, what's that damn thing? Clothes hanger, and she thought it was the greatest thing ever. So I just had to go deal with that quick. You probably didn't pick it up on your mic because this mic is very localized, but it was just enough to be annoying. Okay. The ship has gone to get more fuel, but it may run out of fuel. I will admit, I did enjoy building this. This pipe mess is just... it's just cool. It's not really important, but it's just cool. Okay, this is coming out fine. Let me just check dump quick. No, that's not what I want. Terrain? Dumping designation? Yeah, that's fine. In the end, this whole area is going to be filled. We'll move the salt plant here, and it'll run this way and there. So that's not going to be a problem. Right now, we're just dealing with the final dregs here, and then we can move this facility over and upgrade, which will be nice. And our trucks will be able to work properly again. And then I'm going to just tell them to fill this. How much diesel? Oh, there was enough diesel. I'm confused then. If there's enough diesel in the plant, why was the ship complaining of low fuel? I don't get it. There's no diesel here, but there's enough diesel in the plant. And yeah, this is producing more than we can currently use. And that's just a simple case of we don't have the bigger depot. Once we have the bigger depot, it won't be a problem. This will also probably become our primary. resource in. So if we find a coal mine, which is actually what I'd really like to find, we'll build the dock here and ship the coal directly to the storage bins. Yes, I know, we're just dealing with this. I don't think I can go higher than 3 times speed. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 is max. There is a mod that lets you edit the time speed in the game. I don't like doing it because it causes the game to freeze a lot and can cause the game to crash if you don't pay attention. What is our time on this video? 1 hour and 10 minutes. We're actually at the marker. Sorry, not as much happened as I thought it would. I was hoping we'd do a lot more, but that's just the way it is. I just want to check here quick. Yeah, you're fully loaded. You're fully empty. But as the diesel goes through the processor, the ship should be able to refill. Sorry, I just wanted to check that this was actually working, and it is. So that's not a problem. Okay. And we have enough power because there's excess steam in the pipes. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. This is Gareth from whatchamacallit Gaming, out.